everybody. Let's rock and roll. Hey, we got 105 people out here. That is far below average. Everybody light up the chats. Get them in here. We're going for 300. Let's get it going. Guys, let's freaking go. It is Thursday. This is Closerz Academy. Let me be very, very, very clear. If you are not taking notes on this call today, you might as well get rid of your headset, get rid of your contracts. You don't even deserve to be here. Might as well get the pen and paper, write down the notes. This is the shit that is going to take you to the next level. This is it. You want to go to the next level? You want to make more money? Let's go. Get the notepad, get the pen, get the paper. We got Ronnie Salem on here. He doesn't need an intro. If you don't know him, go ahead and hop out the Zoom call. Everybody drop some MVPs in the chat and let's take it away.
Let's go.
How you feeling?
Good, bro. Ready for this freaking masterclass. I'm lit up. I'm ready to tear this call up.
All ready to go. Let me share my screen. We're gonna get into these slides real quick.
So we're gonna go through a couple slides with you guys to begin. We have went into full phase of Operation Black Dawn. So for those of you that don't know what that means and why I use terms like that for each quarter, Black Dawn refers to a three-phase operation, and the first phase starts with darkness. Whenever you're starting something new or you're starting a business, it's very dark in the beginning and most people can't make it out to see the light. The second operation is danger, because most people can't master their personality and their emotion. They can't get out of that second phase because of that danger. Now, the third phase is destruction. I went to Spain for a week about a few weeks ago, and something hit me while I was there. I was like, it's time. Like everything we've worked on, it's time. It's finally coming into play. So we're going into full effect Operation Black Dawn, baby.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Now for this next slide, this is a very, very special slide. Drop some ones in the chat for this freaking stud. This dude is an absolute animal, and I couldn't be more prouder to have somebody like that on our team. So we validated this last week. Omar got a call from Sean Mike, marking him as the fastest rookie in FFL history to hit Hall of Fame in 6 months and 1 week, previously set at 10 months. This kid has come in and done nothing but annihilate the playing field. And the reason we're at where we are right now is because of the studs like this guy that continue to come into the team. So special shout out to him. Super proud of you, brother. And you already know we got your back. Anything you ever freaking need.
Absolute animal, absolute animal. It's been a pleasure watching this guy come in and absolutely tear apart the industry and annihilate it. Let's go. After that, you know what we've got? We've got building the battleship that everyone fears. Nobody wants to compete against us right now. Why? Because we've got an absolute battleship that no one can sink. How do we build the battleship? What is the very first step? What is the foundation? How do we come in knowing, dude, we're here to build a battleship? What do we do? What's first?
This is big. So this call is going to be huge, guys. Have those notebooks and pens out. Now, something I did want to start with before we get to that, I remember right when I had started really taking this business serious, I had talked to somebody that I knew was really wealthy, that was a family friend that we connected at a wedding. And I asked him, how did you get to where you're at now? He said, are you looking to make a lot of money? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, you have to teach people how to make a lot of money. I was like, okay. And then that's when I started really going full force with this. So building the battleship is really taking a deep dive into actually caring about the other human beings that you're bringing into the battleship. And that comes down to leading like a leader. You don't lead for your pocket, you lead like a leader. And going into that is you have to have that mindset. That is the number one thing when it comes into sales in this business. To build that battleship, you have to have a bulletproof mindset. And when we talked about Operation Black Dawn, there was a lot of darkness in the beginning. There was a lot of doubt in the beginning. There was a lot of people saying that, hey, this is not going to work in the beginning. hey, this is not, they're doing that. He's the only one making money. I heard that shit for almost a year and a half straight. And this is how stuff flips. So when I first started in 2023, nobody makes money. In 2024, Ronnie is the only one that makes money. In 2025, every motherfucker that talks shit is now in my DMs looking for a job. That's how it flips year after year. That's how the business works. So you need to have that bulletproof mindset. You are going to be challenged. You're going to be questioned. People are going to run their mouth about you, but that is business. You have to go from the darkness and then you go into the danger phase of the operation. The danger phase is a mindset. Most people have one person come in, do this or that, and it doesn't work out. Now their mindset is in danger because they're now questioning themselves. Do not let your brain bring in bad energy and it'll enable you to put out bad energy as well. So the danger is in the mindset, and you have to have a bulletproof mindset to get to that destruction phase. What does that mean? What does a bulletproof mindset mean? That means that number one is believing in yourself. You have to be highly confident. The way that I think of myself, that I fear nothing except the Most High, which is God. That's the only person that I fear. There is nothing on God's green earth that can throw me off of my feet. That's how I show up with my energy every day. That's how confident I am. If you are coming against me, you will not outbelieve me. You will not outthink me. You will not outwork me. You will not out nothing. When I come in, it's like a freaking laser. That's how precise I am with my mindset. When I shoot, it goes right through your eyes, right in the middle. That's how confident I am when I'm walking into something. So it all starts up here, and most people in sales, they struggle to master this, and that's why they can't get here. How important was that for you in the beginning, is mastering your mindset first and foremost, girl?
Dude, it was everything. It was absolutely everything, because I always said coming in the beginning, like, it starts with me believing in myself. If I believe in myself, I can believe in the business. If I can believe in the business, I can believe that I can take other people to success in the business. And that is the basics. That is the foundation. It starts with you. But Ronnie, too many people come in, they come in hot, they come in confident, and they have so many things pulling at them, because in reality, this is life. Shit goes wrong. Shit happens. Your mom has something going on, your sister, your family. So many people pull you from all directions. People talk shit about you in the business. They tell you that you're this. They tell you you're that. You run the pyramid scheme. You're the only one making money. This, that. They doubt. Doubt comes in. More doubt comes in than belief in the beginning, dude. So much more doubt from everybody. Everybody, your family, everybody. There's so much doubt. And too many people let that doubt tear them apart. They let that break down their confidence. Ronnie, how do people keep that doubt sacred? How do you keep it safe? How do you keep your confidence and your mindset safe no matter what? What do you tell yourself?
So it's starting the day off with a fresh mindset, right? Whenever I went through a bad day, I tell myself it's a new day. I'm talking to new people. How can I get the same result unless I brought in the same mindset as yesterday? I can't. It's impossible. I don't believe in a bad week in this business. You might have a bad 2 or 3 days, but if you had a bad week, it's because of right here. It's impossible to go 4 or 5 days without a sale. How the heck is that possible when you're talking to new people every single day and having a new conversation? It is impossible to have a bad week. Now, given you are going to have a bad few days, that's business. But you know how you keep that mindset level is by being consistent. So whatever happened, I don't care if I clocked in and I didn't sell anything 3 days straight, and I clock in the fourth day and sell 31,000. I still work from 9 to 9. I'm consistent because I know there's a bad day or two gonna come up, and it's gonna come up sometime in the week. But how do I do that? I get ahead of it. It's Monday. I'm in the office later. Most people hate Mondays. They sleep in. They order tacos for freaking lunch to comfort themselves. Whatever the heck it is. I work later that day. I want to set the tone for the entire week, because no matter what happens the entire week, I have the step ahead. I'm working harder the day that most people want to go home early and freaking watch Netflix at 7 o'clock. I'm putting in the extra hours early on, so whatever happens that week, I'm ahead of it. All it is in this business is being consistent, and you have to know how to ride those highs and the lows, or that good day is going to come up. You're going to take your foot off the gas, and then you're going to get smoked for the rest of the week.
Dude, I think that's so important is the consistency because, okay, if you start and then you take a vacation and you don't work on Saturdays and you clock out at 7, there's so much time that you're missing out on. And it's a compound thing. Like, I've never been a big numbers guy, but it was made very simple to me. And this is what I heard someone say this. If you never miss a day, then you'll never miss a lucky day. If you compound your hours, you work 1 hour earlier and you work 2 hours later than everybody else, most days you won't make the extra sale. But if you do it 30 days in a row, 4 out of 30 in this business is an extra 4 grand a month. It's compound. You have to put the numbers in your favor. You have to work more hours than everybody. If you're the person, I remember this in the beginning, Ronnie, when me and Tanner talked about this today, when we were when it was the very beginning, right? And we went to that Philly lock-in. It was the first time we both met you. We went to that Philly lock-in, and we were the only two making dials at 11 o'clock Philly time. And I remember Tanner closed one.
I took a video of Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner closed one. I remember it, but it's 11 o'clock at night, and nobody else was working. Let me ask everybody in this chat, do you think that after that happened, and the man that was showing us how to make the most amount of money possible, do you think my confidence was low after he just watched me do that, me and Tanner do that? No, dude, I knew I was outworking everybody. I knew I couldn't lose because I knew I was outworking everybody. I promise you guys, I've never been the best at selling it. I've never been the best leader. I've never been the best builder. But I don't ever stop working. I will never stop working. That's what keeps me so clear. That's what keeps my mindset so solid. That's why I'm bulletproof, dude. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing that you can do, but it's because I compounded all of my time. You know what I mean? Like, that's the number one thing. And if you do that, you know you can't be outworked. You know you can't lose. But Ronnie, dude,
you know what it is? You know what it is most people, they get to a certain level and they hit a certain goal and they think it's time to relax. Drop some ones in the chat if you guys want to know how you should be showing up every day to get to the next level and continue getting to next levels till there's no freaking ceiling left anymore. Certain people, they talk about, hey, I want to get to 7 figures a year. The American dream is to get to 7 figures a year. Once I do that, I'm going to start relaxing. Newsflash, if you take your foot off of the gas, getting there and staying there is 10 times harder. That's why most people cannot stay at a certain level in business, and there's so much shift, and they can't simply stay there. The way that you need to show up every day is I show up and I clock in every single freaking day like there's somebody behind me coming to take it all. They're coming to take everything from me that I've worked hard for. That's how I show up every day. That person is behind me every day coming to take everything. That's why on my sign it says outwork everyone on this door, and it says give everything on the second one. That's how I show up every day. I leave when the work is done. I don't leave when it's a certain time. I can make it home for dinner. Cool. If I can't, I'm not there. But I leave when the work is done. It's not at a certain time. Most people think that they can just clock in from 9 to 7. That's not what this is. This is a business. You want to put in the work, you're going to get to the next level, because that's all it takes here is you simply have to come in, and you don't just show up to show up. You show up to kill.
That's why the people who are the most competitive in this business, they work like everyone's coming for them. They work like, dude, if you seriously come into every single day, you wake up, you get out of bed, someone's coming to beat me. No, bro, nobody's beating me today. I'm going to put in the most amount of work. Someone's coming for it all. I'm going to stomp on everybody's throats. I'm winning today. You work like that, dude, you can't be beat. You can't be stopped.
Yeah.
You can't. And then once you figure out that mindset, you've built that bulletproof mindset. What's the next step, Ronnie? What do we do now?
So rule number 1 is you need to write this down if you're writing notes down. The way that you lead is going to be a direct resemblance of your team. So what excites me most about our team? It's not my logo. It's seeing all the logos around it. That's what excites me. And it's a bunch of freaking A players. A players attract A players. That's how the business works. That's what excites me the most, is the people surrounding me. Now, how do you get there? How do you get those guys? So this is a part that everybody thinks that they can skip. You need to write 40K a month like clockwork. My mentor always told me that you need to write 40K a month till you get to $1 million. Now, given there's different circumstances, some of the guys on our team are growing 10 times faster than I did at that speed. Like they got forced out, but realistically, you want to be writing in the early days 40K a month like clockwork. Now, you see the guys that are building big teams now, but look at how they got there. How did Coach get there? How did Tanner get there? How did Al and Dante get there? They're writing 40K a month in their sleep every single month from their first month, and some of them, their first, second, and third month were 40K months. Like you look at some of those guys in the Elite 10, like Tanner and Dante came in slinging 40K their first, second month out of the gate. Now look at where they're at. That's how you get there. But most people, they think that they can skip that part, or they can be average and write 15, 20K a month and bring in a couple guys a month. That's not how it works. Whatever you do is going to be a direct resemblance of your team. And if you want to attract A players, you have to become an A player. That's what this business comes down to, because you're going to attract whatever you are. Now, going out of that is
Hold on,
how...
I want to touch on that for a second, Ronnie.
Uh-huh.
I got two things to add to that. So here's what everybody misses, Ron. Everybody misses, and I heard this. I don't remember who said it, but I heard it and it stuck with me. I think it was you. You always said, whoever you bring in the business, you can never expect them to do more than half of what you do. So if you think you can skate by being average, doing 20 grand a month, you're going to fuck the guy you bring in, because 10 grand a month isn't making money. So think about that. Do you want to lead from the front? Do you want to show people what's possible? I sell 40 grand a month. My average, I sold 40 and 50 grand a month. My average, I got 31 riders. The average rider is doing 12.5K. The average rider doesn't do half of what I did. Like when you come in, they're going to do about half of what you do. So if you come in and you think that seriously, you can be average and do 15 grand a month, you're fooling yourself. And I'm sorry, but no one is going to come in and build your business. You have to be the one that builds your business. If you let someone come in here and you think that they're going to take you to the next level, I'm sorry, you're wrong, and you won't make money. And they will annihilate you. They will walk right over you, and you will not make money. That's not how this business works. Nobody comes in and builds my business. I build it. No one came in and built Ronnie's business. Ronnie built it.
You know what it is, Drew? Some people think they're making a certain amount of money, like early on in the business, like they can step out. For example, what did you net this month?
This month I netted a little over 48.
What did you write? What did you write on your pen?
I mean, the numbers aren't fully out yet, but I think I'm only at like 15 grand right now. And like
technically, let's use last month in the 40s, right? In our top 5.
Yeah, I did 42 last month.
You didn't need to technically write, because the money's coming in, but you did need the lead. That's what everybody messes up. Oh, I'm making passive income. I made whatever, 15, 20K. I don't need to write anymore, but you do need the lead. That's what the people forget early on. Like you see the guys where they're at now, they led early on to get there. Now they're focusing on their teams, but you do need to lead early on. And that's what it comes down to, is like when the team was doing 750K a month, I was making a good income. I didn't need to write, but I needed to lead. I wanted to show people that I could lead. I needed a Hall of Fame jacket under my belt before I left the field. That was intentional. It wasn't by luck. It was intentional. You need to lead, and that's what it comes down to in this business.
100%. I promise you right now, like passively, like my business is generating me passively over $40,000 a month. Like it just did the numbers right before you hopped on this call. Passively, I make $40,000 a month. Last month, I deposited 67 grand. I didn't need 40 grand is probably all right. I probably don't need to write a whole bunch of business, but dude, I wouldn't have made the 40 grand passive, and my guys, I wouldn't have had another $60,000 earner on my team. I sure as hell wouldn't have had 3-4 other $20,000 a month earners on my team if I didn't write the 42 grand. It wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have made the passive money if I didn't make the active money. You can't step out too early, and I can damn sure let everybody know that I will be getting a red jacket. I don't need to, I literally don't need to sell insurance. Like, don't, as far as my own personal pocket goes. but I will most definitely be hitting 400 grand. I'll most definitely be getting the red jacket. You have to submit, like, you guys, you can't, no one's going to build your business. You have to build it. If you don't do 40K a month, you won't be building. That's the number one, that's the number one thing people miss.
You attract what you are. That's what the business comes down to. Now everybody thinks, all right, after I sell 40K a month, how do I get to the next level? So selling and getting to the next level are two different things. Now you need to find a mentor. That's the reason why we've developed the clubs that we have within our group, to help get those people to the next level, because there's so much knowledge combined within, and that's why we do that, to get them to the next level. Now, getting to the next level comes down to one key thing. If you guys want to hear it, drop some keys in the chat for me. This is huge. I wrote this journal, and one of the slides said, selective hearing, savage results. You need to listen to the right people that have the track record to get you to the next level. Most people listen to the people that are talking the most. And what I found in this business, the ones that talk the most are the ones that do the least. Like, when I walk in somewhere, you know I'm important, but you don't know what how, you know, like, I'm not barking. That's why it catches people off surprise. I let the results speak for themselves. I'm not on here on Instagram. Like, I was gonna put this post out the other day that we've been working on. It's like, I've gotten to where I'm at right now, and I've never posted one bank statement. I don't bark on Instagram. I let the results speak for themselves. So that's the people that you need to be listening to, because the people that speak the most and run their mouth the most are usually the ones doing the least. Now, it's really important in this business to follow somebody that has a track record of getting to the next level. So remember, the selective hearing is going to get you savage results. Now, what are the key things that you need to lead with and learn early on? Is this one thing changed my entire life. Mastering the art of communication. I became a master communicator. I can walk into any room and pick out the personality type of every single person, and I can tell you how I would deliver the message to that person by looking at him for 3 seconds and not knowing who he is. That's how good I got at it. But how do you do that? How do you master the art of communicating with others? You have to master your personality. You have to go through certain exams, learn why you are the way that you are. Look at it, study it. You have to study yourself and master your mindset and personality so you know how to master the art of communication. That's what it comes down to. And like, me and you have had many conversations where sometimes you might have delivered the message wrong or almost killed somebody in a parking lot or something crazy. But it's like, dude, like, we've all done it. I've done it. I've done it with Coach. Every time me and Coach used to talk, early on, there had to be a freaking mediator. If me and Coach walked into a room early on, somebody was going to freaking die in the room unless there was a mediator. That's how bad my communication skill was.
Mine was horrible in the beginning. I had a conversation with Blake about it today. I was like, dude, in the beginning, like, I was recruiting, but no one stuck with me. I lost 6 people before I ever even found Colby Whitaker. Like, he was my number one. I lost 6 people before I found him. Why? Because I didn't know how to talk to those people. I didn't know how to figure out what they needed. I wasn't able to figure out how to move them. I wasn't able to. Everybody has a different personality type. You guys want to hear it? You want sauce? You want sauce real quick? I'll give it to you.
Give us it.
It's a disc test. I remember, Ronnie, whenever you took me to Florida, it was Palm Springs. It was the first one, not the Ignite event.
Founders
Day. Sean gave us all packets, and it had a disc test. First time I ever heard of it. There's 4 different personality types. One's D, I, S, and C. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but every person is at least one. They have one that's their main personality type, and you talk to each one of them different. They all receive information differently. And here's the thing. Here's how you master this. You figure out when you're building a business, you want to move people, right? That's how you get to the next level. You make more people more money. How do you make more people more money? You move them to the next level. How do you move them? You get through to them. You learn how to talk to them. Everyone has a different personality type. You have to become that personality type when you talk to them. That's what I've learned. That's why me and Ronnie can, after this call, if I did a horrible job, Ronnie can tear me apart on what I did wrong, right? If I'm having a conversation with somebody on my team and I tell him how the conversation went, he can absolutely tear me apart because he knows my personality. I can't talk to, like Colby Whitaker, I talk to completely different because he's a different personality type. He's analytical. He needs to know the facts. He needs to know the data. He needs to know this. He needs to know that. He needs to know how things work. So that's how I talk to him. Blake Lawson is a D just like me. Me and him can scream at each other and it works, but because we're the same personality type. You know what I mean? That's how you move people, because you have to learn their personality. Somebody in the chat, I know you have the disc test somewhere. Somebody drop a good one. You find one don't send one in here we all got to pay for. That's bullshit. Throw up somebody find a damn good disc test, throw it in the chat. Everybody take that. It's fire. We need to put one on the Playbook website, by the way, Ron.
We need it, yeah. I'll make a note for that. So that's huge, man. Like mastering the art of the communication is honestly, I was telling my dad this like a year ago. It's the best trait that I've ever developed in my life. Knowing how to communicate with people effectively, and most importantly, efficiently. Like we talked about this Tuesday. Like I could be on this call right now with Drew Smith. I want to show you guys how scary the art of communication is. I could be on this call right now with Drew Smith, and I knew 3 days ago from one or two whistleblowers out here that he was talking behind my back, which he would never do because we both love each other. Which he would never do, but I could still take this call with him and act normal, completely fine. Like nothing is wrong. I didn't know anything. That is the art of being a master communicator. That is a freaking superpower. Because so many people will start building a business and they'll be like, oh, this guy said this and we parted ways. Like, dude, I stick to Sean Mike's saying, unless they disrespected our staff, killed a child, or hit a woman, I will not get mad at you. Plain and simple. Like, you want to say that, oh, you wish this or that, like, cool, dude. Like, my job is not here to be your best friend, it's to be your leader. That's what people forget here. It's like, oh, this guy said something about me or said something about the way I look. Like, who cares? This is business. Leave your feelings out of it. You start getting emotional in this business, you become a weak leader. That's what it comes down to.
That's the thing. Every big business has more complaints. They still get business and they still make money. I don't need to be everybody's friends. I had a harder conversation today with Blake. Blake's one of my best friends, but we don't need to be friends. I need to make him money. I need to make Colby Whitaker money. I need to make all these guys on my team. I need to make them money. I don't need to be their friends. I don't need to, it's not slap ass grab happy in the office all day. We're here to make money. I really don't care about your feelings. And I'm not going to get that upset when you do something that pisses me off. And that's what I've had to learn. And that's why I've lost people in the beginning, is because I used to not be like that. But that is such an important skill. Colby is a fucking dog, just by the way, Alex.
Yes, sir, he is.
But it's so important to leave your feelings at home. Like, dude, when you get out of bed in the morning, dude, leave your feelings at home, man. It's just not, there's business is no place for feelings. We make money. That's what we do. So what's the next step, Ronnie? What is the next piece of the puzzle building this battleship?
Now, the biggest thing is that comes with mastering the art of the communication is you learn how to master recruiting. One, you learn who you're talking to and who's in front of you. To master the art of recruiting, you need to master in every single direction. That's by land, by sea, and by air. That's why I have this battleship term there. Because when you master that, you're going to be able to blast everything from every direction. I could walk up to a stranger and recruit him. I could DM somebody and recruit him. Drew Smith can watch a YouTube video and text me, and I can recruit him. It doesn't matter who it is, where they came from. I mastered the art of communicating with everybody, no matter if I knew them or not. You can tell me, hey, in 2 minutes, I need you to take this recruiting call. This is his name. This is his Instagram tag. Can you call him for me in 2 minutes? I will go on there and find something that I see that relates or something that stands out, and I'll start the call with that. Where are you from? Oh, okay. And then, I kind of already know who he is by looking at his profile. But people overcomplicate recruiting. It's like if you go to somebody's Instagram, that's like their resume. For me, you'll see the business. You won't really see the personal side because I keep it out of there. But you will know enough about me. You'll know how I act, how I walk, how I talk. But that's all it is. But you have to master that. And it's these little tricks that you get from mastering the art of communicating that now allow you to be a master recruiter. And that's how you get to the next level. Like we talked about this at our grand opening. The what we have in here is huge in our office here. But the magic is outside of the duplication. The magic is outside right now in Minnesota. It's in Indiana. It's in Austin. It's coming soon to Miami. That's the magic. It's not what's here, it's what's out there. That's what's called the power of the echo. When you can develop leaders like that by knowing how to recruit everybody, that's where the magic comes from. You step out of this office, but we got another 4 or 5 outside of here. Like that's the magic. That's what it comes down to. It's not where your feet are, it's where everything else is. That's how you build something special. And it's simply by knowing how to master every single phase of recruiting.
Oh, you can't forget Atlanta. Can't forget
ATL,
Atlanta.
baby. Shout out to ATL. Drop
Yes,
some
sir.
ones in
Shout
the
out
chat.
to
I'm going to
ATL.
fly back out for that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the echo here's one thing that I hope everybody really took a note of. If you guys think, and here's why this Instagram, we just gave you the Instagram hack. You start the recruiting call, you go look at their bio. The same way someone looks, not their bio, their page. The same way someone looks if you send someone a cold DM, they're going to look at your page because it's your resume just as much as theirs is their Instagram is their resume. Dude, it doesn't take 2 seconds if they've got 3 pictures based on what their bio says, how many followers they got. Dude, everything tells you who that person is. Like everything tells you who that person is, and then you just relate. That is number one. So like Ronnie, whenever you get into that first recruiting call, a lot of people mess this up. Like I just want to go back a little bit, and so many people mess this first recruiting call up. They go, it's a 30-minute call and they get into the business, they start talking about the whole business. What we do it efficiently. How do you efficiently run a first recruiting call?
So Drew, you were a cold inbound recruit, let's say that, right? How long did we speak on the phone, the first phone call?
It was 7 minutes.
My first call is only 8 to 12 minutes on the dot, and I will cut it off there if it's going longer. How? Like drop some minutes in here and let me know how long you guys are sitting on recruiting calls. I'm gonna tell you why right now. Like some people sit on a call for 45 minutes. Like, dude, I'm out of calls all day. Imagine if I took 8, 10 calls and each one was 45 minutes.
Your whole day.
It's 8 hours out of my day. It's my whole day. Now, how do you become a master recruiter? When you're on that first phone call, all I'm trying to do is find out 2 things. Number 1 is what the personality type is like. I only want to work with people that are decent human beings and actually want to get to the next level and not douchebags or pieces of crap that sound contagious. If you sound like that, I'll probably tell you to take the exam in 48 hours, 2 days. Now, number 2, after finding out the personality, what am I looking for? Number 2 is a constraint. Most people are looking for something new because of one or the other reason. Number 1 is going to be time. Number 2 is going to be money. That's the only reason people would ever look for anything different. You need to find out what that constraint is and how the agency can be their solution. Boom. Now, after that, I call it recruiting like a pro for a reason. This is going to be a masterclass on recruiting. This is going to be crazy what I'm going to tell you guys next.
This is fire.
I don't answer any questions about the business. I break it down very brief. We sell life insurance virtually. The average day looks like from 9 to 9. This is what the average guy in our team makes. And this is how we do it. Number 1 is we work from 9 to 9 and we call about 200 leads a day. 80% of them, 60 to 80% of them might tell you to F off or hang up on you. You're going to speak to about 6 to 8 of them to give them numbers. Our top closers close anywhere from 2 to 3. The average guy closes 1 a day. What I'm gonna do next here is send you a couple videos that are customized to our agency and what we do. Go ahead and watch those so we're not interviewing each other on this call right now. And then after that, shoot me a text so we can hop on another call and I can answer all your questions. Now, what that's going to do is save you, number one, 40 minutes on the phone. And then number two, it's going to see if they're coachable. Like, how come all of these guys are coming into the playbook and becoming freaking badasses? We're bringing in the right people. That's all it is. There's no magic. For the longest time, everybody would say that we had something special or something that nobody else had. We're bringing in the right people. That's all it comes down to. The magic is the right people, because everybody thinks in this business that, hey, this guy hit me up like, dude, he's my friend. He's a good fit. Heck no, dude. When you're skipping those phases when you're skipping those phases is when you start bringing in the wrong people. This business is the right thing for the right people. That's what it comes down to, and that's all it's been for me.
Here's what people miss, dude. It's your top 25% is going to do 80% of your volume.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of your business is going to be people that don't move the needle. So how do you scale it fast? You guys want to scale it fast? You don't need to recruit yeah, we can give everybody a chance, put them in the portal, whatever. But like you said, he's going to give some dipshit 48 hours to pass their test. Dude, they're not going to do it. Right. Mm-hmm. But if you skip that, you got to think, how does a college recruiter recruit a D1 athlete? They're not bringing them in, just signing a deal the first time they step on that campus, dude. They're doing 2, 3 recruits, 3 visits. They're going to go watch them at high school. They're going to bring them into their thing, see if it's a good fit. Dude, they're meeting with them 3, 4, 10 plus times sometimes before. Now, I'm not saying go speak with somebody 10 times before you put them through the portal, but dude, 2, 3 times, see if they're coachable, see if they'll follow a task, see if they actually want it. And then it makes it easy when they get here. Dude, I'm not that good of a trainer, bro. I'm a good recruiter. I get the right people in. I find the right people. I don't want to waste my time. Time is money. I'm not sitting on a 40-minute phone call with somebody. I'm going to find their restraint, give them a task, see if they follow it. If they do, I know they'll do what I say. I know whenever I tell them to say one thing, if they can watch a video I tell them to watch, I know they'll say something I tell them to say. And it's not hard because I didn't have to figure out what to say. I was told what to say because I was coachable. So if you find somebody coachable, all you have to do is teach them the basics and then they'll do it. That's it. That's what people miss. You want to build a big team, you find the right players. You find the people who make your job easier when you get here. That's the biggest thing, guys. That is the biggest thing, is recruit like a D1, like an NFL scout. You have to. That's the thing that I've heard from day one. You have to recruit like an NFL scout.
How important has that been for finding guys like you have 2 of them in our top 10, arguably the most scariest top 10 in the industry right now? How important has that been for finding those right guys for you?
Dude, it's the most important thing in the world. Without those 2 guys, where am I at, bro? I'm nowhere. But it's because I took those time. One of those guys took 8 months to recruit. The other guy took 3 months to recruit. You know what I mean?
That was Blake, right?
Blake took 8 months. Blake is one of my best friends from day one. And he didn't believe shit. He didn't, dude, I had to show him my damn bank account. And then I told him, he was like, all right, I'm ready. And then I was like, no, you can call me tomorrow. I was like, no, not yet. I was like, you call me tomorrow if you really still want to do it. You sleep on it. You think about it. And then boom, whenever he was finally ready after 8 months, he comes in and writes $100,000 within his first 2 months of the business because he's a dog. He was coachable. He did what I said. He just followed he followed the leader. He did what I said, but it's because he was coachable. But it's a time management thing, guys. You spend 7 minutes on the phone call. If somebody wants it, they'll follow the task. If they follow the task, they're coachable. You bring them in the business, you tell them what to say, you show them how much money they can make. Why would they not do it? That's a coachable person. You brought in a coachable person. Now it takes you less time to train that person. Now, when you have less time to train that person, you have more time to go find another. That's the best part. Dude, I only had to spend 2 training processes, 6 weeks, but it's 2 weeks of hand-holding. It's 2 weeks of hand-holding when you recruit the right person. If you recruit the wrong person, you get 6 months of hand-holding. Yeah. Where do you go with that? 6 months of hand-holding, dude, you're gonna strangle your business. You're gonna choke your business because you didn't recruit like a D1 athlete. When you recruit like an NFL scout, you bring the right people and you buy your time back because you figured out, you screened somebody to see if it was coachable. Guys, the other thing is if this kind of, bro, we make so much freaking money, it's like kind of dumb. Like, dude, you don't want somebody coming in that's a piece of shit that isn't duplicatable, that you can't like be coachable, but they're going to make so much money, they're going to run themselves into a hole like a big dumbass. You don't want that person either. So if you can recruit someone coachable, it saves your time, and then they're duplicatable because they're coachable. Now they'll help you build everybody else, right? Blake and Colby, I've been gone all week. They've been running trainings, teaching all of my guys and all of their guys too. But it's because I brought someone in that was coachable. So now they know how to teach other coachable people. It's easy. It makes it easy. It makes your business automatic when you recruit the right people. That's the biggest thing. It makes your business automatic when you recruit the right people.
The biggest thing that people leave out, on top of finding the right people, is you have to remember the leading. That's all this comes back to. Once you find those right people, you master the art of communication, you get mentored, now you have to lead them. That's all this is. Like, how confident are you in showing up knowing that I'm in front of you if something happened to you?
Dude, I could never lose. I could never lose. Someone that is doing it at the highest level is right in front of me, and I've got killers right behind me. I can't fall down. I can't. There's no possible way. I know going into every single day, if there's something I don't know, I go to the man that knows. And there's my answer. There's my answer. But it's because he's a leader. If Ronnie was a shitty leader, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be making the money that I would have made. I tell everybody when I get in this business, I got lucky because I found the right leader. I found the right person who was going to take me to the next level. And dude, if you can't be that for somebody, if you can't actually show up for somebody, Ronnie's taking calls and talked to me for 15 minutes when he was in bed with his family. He took time out of his day to do that for me because he cared about taking me to the next level. But he showed up for me and I showed up for him. That's why we have the relationship we have. That's why we're able to, that's why he's a leader. Like if you can't be that for somebody, you will not get to the next level. You won't build a team. People follow people who will get them to the next level. They don't follow bums. Let's be very clear about that. No one will follow you if you don't have something that they want, right? So that goes back to number 2, being 40K. That goes back to being able to make decisions for people, being able to lead them in the direction they want to go, mastering the art of communication, learning how to talk to somebody, making decisions for somebody, having what they want, and being there, being able to make them more money. And you have to be a leader to do that.
And people forget, like, you have to lead early and you have to lead always. Like, just last night, I was on a one-on-one going through an activity tracker from midnight to 12:30 to one of the guys that I couldn't get to till later because I was out with the family. Like, you have to lead always. It doesn't matter what level you're at in the business. I was on last night from midnight to 12:30 going through an activity tracker. It doesn't matter what time it is. People are expecting you to freaking show up for them and lead. If you give me 100%, I will burn the fucking boats for you. I will come back with 150. That's how I lead. Most people, they look at you as an overrider dollar. I want to get to know you. I know your family history. I know what you do, how you grew up. I go out of my way to find that stuff up. I care about you. That's how I lead. It's not just people are thinking like, oh, let me lead them to make a lot of money. That's not what this business is. It comes down to leading and caring about individuals. That's how you get to the next level. And from there, it's like, okay, now I got Drew Smith, but this is where the magic happens. We're going to wrap it up with this and open it up for some questions. If you want to find out how the freaking magic happens, get that chat lit up, because the magic is not in the recruiting. That's where everybody misses. Everybody thinks when you're recruiting, that's where the magic is. The magic isn't there. The magic is finding the right behavior and duplicating it. When you can find the right behavior in the team, this guy showing up early, positive mindset, he's putting in the 80 hours a week early on, busting his ass, those are the people that you need more of. It's not the guy that sells 40, 50K and can give 2 Fs about the team and would never do anything for anybody. That's not the guy you need more of. You need the guy that has the behavior. Everybody misses that. You need the right behavior on the team, because if it's not the right behavior, you can't duplicate it. The magic wasn't me recruiting Drew Smith. It was teaching him how to find Colby Whitaker. It was teaching him how to find Blake Lawson. It was teaching Tanner how to find Kyle Hansen, how to find Cole, how to find Luca. Teaching Coach how to find this guy that found this guy that found Omar. Teaching Al how to find Joey. That's where the magic happens. It's not by finding that one person. It's by duplicating it and teaching them how to do it. If you do that, you're arguably going to build a scary starting five. And the way that I looked at it is when I was gunning to build the starting five, I wanted that starting five to be so dangerous. This was my vision, right? I wanted that starting five to be so dangerous. If they walked into any war zone, the entire freaking playing field would get leveled. And if we called in the next five, it would get leveled again. And if we called in their backup, it would get leveled again. I was so intentional about working in depth, of helping Drew find Colby, and then helping Colby find his guy. That's how intentional I was about working in depth. That's where the magic is in this business. It's a duplication. If you can do those things, you're going to go from 40K a month to 40K a freaking day.
Oh, drop some ones in the chat. Light it up. Drop the fire. Mic drop. Let's go. Oh my gosh. If you're not hyped, oh man, I'm juiced up right now. Let's go. All right. Damn. Bring the starting five. You find the people that are duplicatable. Don't start wasting your time with people that show up 6 hours a day and sling insurance, bro. They're not gonna last, dude. They're gonna go through a honeymoon phase. They're gonna be gone. You find the right behavior. You find the person that works their ass off, and you duplicate that. Because I'll end it with this, and then we're going to open it up to questions. The things that are duplicatable in this business are putting in the hours, putting in the attitude, and that's it. Those things don't.
It is.
I'm telling you, those things don't take skill. Everybody just drop something in the chat if you think those two things take skill. Because attitude and activity are controllables. And when you set your control, when you make the controllables your standard and you live by them, you'll find the other people that want to follow. That's duplication at the highest level. That is duplication. You find those people, you've got the Battleship, you got your five, and you're going to war. Everybody feel free to unmute or drop some questions. I know we've been going on almost an hour, but that was fire. I would love to see some notepads, see what those look like. It'd be fucking
I got a
gold.
quick question for y'all. Y'all can hear me?
Absolutely, Jay. What's up?
Yo, what's going on? So I've been in the business going on a month now, and like I made a pretty decent amount, of course, and I've been posting, of course, showing the people on my Instagram what I've been doing and stuff like that. So y'all advice to me, when would you say like a good time to recruiting? Because I am kind of recruiting a little bit fast, to be honest. Like I got about 4 or 5 people that's already taking a test right now. Is that bad, or is it like a good momentum, to be honest? And because after hearing the training today, like recruit like people you can duplicate, I kind of haven't been truly focusing on that. I was just so hype about bringing people into the business, and building a team and an agency. So like, what should be the next move for me in regards to that? Should I focus on production or continue to bring people in right now?
You want to know the number one thing, Jay, that I used to ask myself early on in the business?
Yeah.
Do I want more of myself? You're talking to somebody almost more than 2.5 years in that still clocks in almost 100 hours a week.
Right.
Do I want more of myself? That's what I used to ask myself. And at the end of each day, would I hire myself or would I fire myself? If I wanted more of myself, it comes back to you. The right time is when the right time is for you. Your work ethic is bulletproof. Your mindset is bulletproof. Now it's time to start moving.
Right.
So there's no right time when it comes down to selling 40K. Because, dude, if you're putting in 80 hours a week, trust me, it's not a matter of if you're going to figure it out. It's just a matter of when. And I told Drew Smith that the second that I saw Colby Whitaker on Zoom at freaking 10 o'clock at night. I told him the second that this dude figures it out, everybody's fucked. This guy's working till 10 o'clock at night the first freaking day. When he figures it out, everybody's done. Look at him now. That's what it comes down to, man. It's, if you're putting in the hours early on, you're going to figure this out, and this is the best business. The way you get to the next level is by teaching others how to get to the next level. That's how simple it is to get to the level that you always dreamed of.
Right. That's what's up. I appreciate that, bro. already.
Yes, sir.
It's fire, bro. Keep running. The other thing is, bro, absolutely, like Tanner dropped in the chat, abuse the momentum. If you got the momentum, if they see you do it, they'll do it too. For sure. Who
Yeah, I
else has
got
got
a
some?
question. I got a question. So,
Yeah,
all right, you start building, you have a couple guys coming in, and you're already selling 40 grand a month, but some guys come in and you're like, oh my God, like I don't know, I can't sell 40K anymore. Like I have too many things to do. Like how do I do it? What would your advice be to them?
So I'll take this one, Ronnie. My advice would be, because I went through this, I've been through this very, very recently. And I called Ronnie. I'm like, dude, Ronnie, I don't know what I'm doing. Dude, I've got so many people. I'm training like 6 guys right now. I don't know what I'm doing. It got hard and I got super stressed out, right? And if anybody in here is building, you will get to this point. And it's such a good point to be at. But the number one key to business is intentionality. You have to be intentional with your time. You have to be where your feet are at. So if you've got 6 guys and they're all in training, the first 2 weeks in training, those for the first part of your day, you have to time block your days. So you have to give those guys 100% of you from 9 to 12 o'clock, at least Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday if you've got a bunch of guys. But you have to be very intentional. You have to have a notepad out. You have to be teaching those guys from 9 to 12 o'clock. You're writing down what they're doing wrong. You're talking to them after that call. You're giving them that piece of paper. You're role playing with them at night. Now that's at night, right? But you have to be super intentional with your time from 9 to 12. That's what you're doing. You're giving 100% of yourself to those 6 guys that you have. After that, you're going to dial the phone like you're a crackhead looking for a dollar. From 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, that is all you're doing. Somebody comes up in your ear, hey man, I don't know. You call the carrier, hey man, I don't know. Ask him. Hey man, I don't know. I'm dialing, I'm making money. Now I've got less time to sell 40K a month. So it's intentionality. When you become a 40K producer, when you can do 40K in 10, 12 hours a day, you can definitely do it from 12 to 9. You can do it in that time too. You just have to be intentional. You got to take a 30-minute lunch at your desk. Dude, if you want to build a business, you don't need to go take an hour for lunch. You don't need to take recruiting calls at 1 o'clock in the morning. You have to be intentional where you're at. This is the exact schedule Ronnie gave me when I was in this point. It was Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 12. You set in a circle with all your new agents and you put their name on a piece of paper. You write what they're doing wrong. From 9 to 12, you're going to dial, or from 12 to 9, you're going to dial. After that, you're going to take all your recruiting calls and you're going to do that over and over and over again. That's where you have to be intentional where your time's at. The number one thing is time blocking and intentionality. Be where your feet are at.
And that's huge, man, because a lot of people think that they need more time. And that's why I call that phase the danger phase. Because some people are like a train wreck in that phase early on. And you don't need more time. You just need more intention in this business. That's what it comes down to. You need to be where your feet are. And Drew nailed it on the head. That is key early on in the business.
Absolutely. What other questions we got?
Just a quick question. Let's say you're recruiting people, but those people are driving you crazy, asking you too many questions, texting you every day. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you go by that?
You should take that, bro.
Yeah, I just asked this question, man. You got to build dependence. So if you give yourself up early, they're going to take advantage of you. You don't want to create a baby, right? That's your problem. You have too many babies on your team. You have to create business owners. You have to create businessmen. Hey, dude, I don't know, man. Why don't you let me know when you get the answer? Because I don't know. Why don't you tell me when you find the answer? Did you call the carrier yet?
So it's like, for example, like when they first start, like the contract and the fingerprinting, the licensing, some people have difficulties with the exam. How do you get?
Let me
Listen clearly. Listen clearly to this. Amir, are you a contractor?
No.
Is your name Liz?
No.
Is your name Sherry?
No.
Then you don't freaking help people contract. The contractors do that. That's everybody's mistake. They overextend themselves. And dude, you need to memorize your resources. Like, everything is everywhere that can be found. But you can't simply do everything for them. So it's like, Do the stuff that you're here for. It's to train them and how to help them sell life insurance. It's not how to sign up for a carrier. They could figure that out by looking at their email and seeing the tutorial video of how to contract that's in our onboarding process. Like they don't even have to talk to our staff. That's how easy it is. But when they get used to, hey, Amir, help me do this, and you're extending yourself every single time, now they're going to call you every time they need something. You can't do that in this business because there's simply not enough time in the day to be doing that.
There's one thing, dude, that we got that I took from Zach Tradowski, then it's echoed all the way down from Ronnie and Tanner, all of us, dude. I'm not doing bitch work because bitch work doesn't make money. So I'm not doing that. Like we have those systems in place. That's why we're moving at the rate we're moving, bro. We have those systems in place. Tell them to read the damn email. Just read the email, bro. It'll tell you exactly what to do. But that's bitch work. You won't make money doing bitch work. Like, dude, I don't clean my house. I don't clean my office, bro. That shit doesn't make money. I sure as hell am not contracting somebody, bro. You got to live by this. If you live and die by this one thing, you'll make money. There's 3 things in this business that make money: selling, recruiting, training. Contracting ain't one. And like, yeah, you can answer some question, man, but contracting is not one of those. It's selling, recruiting, and training. There's 3 money makers.
You've got to protect your time in this business. That's what it comes down to. I don't wash my car. I don't clean my office. I don't leave my office to go get waters for my fridge. I don't leave my office to go get lunch. Anything that can be brought to me, I don't leave because that's how jealous I am of my time. I don't want to waste a freaking second in the wrong place during my 24 hours that I get to hit Thursday every week. You have to operate that way. That's all it is, man. It's just you have to realize that you doing everything is not going to make anybody efficient. Who else we got in here that has a question?
Quick question. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So when it comes to recruiting, I know a lot of people use social media, and I know one of the mainstream methods is reaching out to people directly one-on-one. When you're making like story posts and things like that, obviously the more you post, the less people are going to reach out because they're constantly seeing something like that. So what are some other ways you would go about recruiting other than like directly reaching out to people on Instagram if you were to use the social media channel?
Let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How did you develop the mindset that the more you post, the less people reach out?
I
What
mean,
makes you
well, I've always just like done some research. I know like Gary Vee always talks about jab, 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 right hook in terms of like if you see something constantly there, less people are going to be likely to receive the message because they've already seen the message so many times, if that makes sense. And I also came from door to door and I used to do that as well. And the more you posted it, the less people are going to reach out on it, is what I noticed. And so I was just wondering what other methods there were to get more people when it comes to like reaching out to people other than just one-on-one on Instagram.
Let's keep this simple. Who is this? Ian?
Yeah, this is Ian.
If you called, let's say you made $50 a day, how many people would you close, do you think?
Not that many.
What if you called 100?
A lot more.
How many? Give me a number.
I mean, I haven't started dialing yet, so I couldn't give you a number, but I'd close double the amount.
And if you called 200, you would close even more. Recruiting is the exact same thing. It's a numbers game. That's all you have to know. It's a numbers game. I post every single day. It doesn't matter what's in the video. I like it. I like how I don't look. I don't like how, whatever. It doesn't matter. I post every single day because the only thing that matters in this business, whether you're producing or building, is being consistent every single day. You have to do that every day, no matter what. And that's my favorite part about business, looking outside of our team. The competition is so freaking easy because everyone has a bad day or has a bad lead or has a bad lead batch or whatever it is and gives up the next week. That's my favorite part. Everybody that I'm competing with is not really consistent. They won't post every single day when they're not getting recruits hitting them up. They won't dial 2 or 3 days straight when people are not answering the phone and they're not closing them. It's so easy to dominate if you can simply come in here and just be consistent. Doesn't matter what side of the business you're on, whether you're selling or building, you just need to be consistent. That's all it comes down to.
here's the number one thing,
Perfect.
bro.
Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. I want to leave everybody with this. The number one thing that it comes with social media is that it does take time and it takes consistency, right? So social media, it's not just It's not pushing ads. It's not pushing ads. It's not just pushing the business. Because if you do that, Ian, you're right, bro. You're going to be the pyramid scheme guy, and then you're fucked. But here's how you do it effectively. You start posting from day one. You show someone where you started. Bro, when I started this business, I had -$2,000 in my fucking checking account, bro. I drove to Philly on my last dollar. I couldn't get home if I didn't make money. People knew that. And I made 67 grand last month. People see that.
Let's go.
Now they fucking follow. So what do I do though? I show my life. I just show my life over and over and over and over and over. I'm not, you talk about the jab, right hook. Bro, my life is a movie. My life is a story. I post all of my life, every second of my life. Me and Tanner ate fucking sushi yesterday. I posted it. We'd ride in a fucking Lamborghini, bro. I post it. That has nothing to do with the business, but I post it. And then when I tell somebody the money I make, now they're fucking here because I'm a real human being and I'm not the pyramid scheme guy. But you can't. So social media is the #1 tactic, bro. You're not going to find anything better. LinkedIn don't fucking work. Who's on LinkedIn? Bums that don't have jobs, dog. You know what I mean? That's it, bro. Social media is the only thing you got. Like, social media is it. Like, it's social media. I'm telling you, there's no other way. Like, I'm telling you, Tanner fucking, this is how Tanner did the best job at it, bro. He showed where he was at, and then he showed bang, 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 buys a Lamborghini, makes 140 grand a month, bang, bang, bang. And people keep seeing it over and over and over. And then now, Ian, now you're here, right? You're here because
exactly.
you know what I mean? You're here because of social media, not fill out no LinkedIn thing or no whatever thing it is. Social media is key. You got to do it the right way, though.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question.
Hey, Joel, let's get it.
Yeah, so how important is the first month of the business? Like, from what I've seen, the people who are excelling the most in the business are the ones who like do crazy numbers in the first month. So what do you have to say?
So, dude, Ronnie, you can take this one if you want, but here's the people that excel in the business are the people who have the right behavior in the first month. That's the people that excel in the business. Now, typically the people who have the right behavior have the crazy numbers, right? But it's the people who have the right behavior. And who has the right behavior? The person who has the highest standards. They have the best behavior, right? And that's comes down to duplicatability, right? But the people, the first 30 days is your most important time in the business at all. If you fuck around your first 30 days, do you expect it to get better after 90? No, it's going to decline. It's going to decline. Your first 30 days is your building block. It's dude, this is where you master your learning curve. Because here's the thing that Joel, you need to think. All right, how new are you, bro?
This is my 4th day.
4th day? Okay, bro.
I started Monday, yeah.
This is the perfect conversation, bro. You're 1 week in, not even. Like, you have a learning curve to go face. Like, you probably don't have the script mastered yet. You probably don't have a couple of things mastered. There's stuff you don't know yet, right? How do you think you get out of the first 30 days and become better than you are right now? It's by compounding your hours, bro. It's by compounding the questions you ask, putting in the most activity. That's how you get ahead. That's how, like, the first 30 days, bro, to answer your question, are the most crucial 30 days in the business. And it's how serious are you going to take them and how high are you going to set your standard? It's going to be, for some people, they come in and it's just a breeze and it's a cakewalk, and those people will probably have a honeymoon phase, and then they're going to realize they blanked for 5 days, and now boom, now they're like probably going to quit because now it's hard. The person who comes in, they know that it's going to be hard for 30 days. They're going to have the highest standard. They're going to end up making the most amount of money because their standard is so high, dude. The first 30 days are the most important, Joel.
Thank you.
Of course, bro. Light it up, dude. I'm excited to watch you grow.
Yes, sir.
All right, yo, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Appreciate everybody hopping in. And if there's one thing that you guys took away from this, is just simply believe in yourself. Get around the right people. You're going to get to the next level. Drew, appreciate everything you've done for the team, brother. You sliding in the DMs is one of the best things that's ever happened to us. Appreciate you, man.
Get it, boys, to the moon.
Much
Operation
love, brother.
Launch.